many guys they have that can shoot the puck so well, and how much offense they have.
Yeah, of course, they are one of the best teams in the league, so we have to be ready for that, and it's a huge test for our team, and it's going to be a great night.
They're a team that they do a lot of kind of side-to-side, cross-ice stuff, east-west. As a goalie, does that make it more difficult, and you have to be aware of that?
You just have to be ready for everything. You never know what's going to happen there, and they have the ability to do those passes, but you just need to be ready.
You were very good on home ice. Do you feel the fans here have embraced you, and how do you feel about playing here?
No, I try to do, of course, well, away games and home games, but I don't know what's the reasons for that.
And the fans?
Yeah, fans are, of course, they're great here and at home, and gives a lot of energy, but have to do better also in away games.
Thanks, Miko.
About the challenge that you guys have in front of you tonight and the league's best team.
Yeah, we're playing a really good team in Tampa tonight, and we had a tough game against them last time in their building. It was an emotional game, but it was a fast-paced game, high energy, and I expect the same thing today. Should be quite a matchup, and I think we're a bit of a different team now than we were then. So maybe we'll match up against them better this time. But I think it's going to be a fast-paced game, an emotional game, and it should be a good one.
What are some of the takeaways from your first meeting of the season that maybe you guys hope to transpire into tonight?
Well, their transition is obviously a huge thing. They play with a lot of speed. And their offensive instincts are huge. So we got to make sure that we're not giving them anything easy on transition. Make sure we're not turning pucks over and allow them to come back at us quickly. Make sure our line changes are pretty good too. It's just make sure they're not getting guys in behind us. They have a tendency to have 4 guys during the rush every time, sometimes even 5. And if we can play good defense, we can get a lot of chances ourselves doing that.
And maybe just talk about the success that you guys have had on home ice and your guys' confidence right now.
Yeah, we want this place to be a tough place for opposing teams to come in and play. We want the crowd to be loud and energetic. We want teams to come in here and think, oh boy, we're gonna have a tough game here. So we've been doing a pretty good job of that lately. Obviously, the last home game wasn't our best, but we gotta find a way to bounce back. We got one game before the break, so we have are able to leave all our energy out there today and use the break to get our rest back. But like I said, it's gonna be a big game today for us, and we gotta make sure we come up fine.
It's pretty emotional last time you guys played each other. Does stuff like that carry over to the next game, the emotions, and do you expect that, or was that just kind of in the past?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the emotions carry over. You saw the Calgary game we had was pretty emotional, and then all of a sudden we come back here and it wasn't as emotional. Obviously, with the way the NHL is nowadays, and the fighting is obviously a lot lower. I think the emotions got to be kept in check. I can't be giving them power plays. Obviously, they got an awesome power play over there, so we got to make sure we're playing with emotion, but making sure we're playing on the right side of the line and getting their face, but obviously not crossing that line.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's hard to say I've been on a better team than that World Junior team, especially the group of guys that they weren't just great hockey players, but great guys too. So yeah, it was definitely the best team I played on.
What specifically makes Brady Point difficult to deal with?
He seems. I mean, when you watch him play, he always seems to find holes in the D and get his shots off. When you're that aware of his shooting ability, his playmaking ability, you might be just as good. So he's a guy that presents as a dual threat. He can score and he can set guys up. So he's definitely one of the guys that shines on their team, and part of the big challenge we have tonight.
Darnell, sorry, just jumping in late here. Just maybe talk about the bar set right now by the Tampa Bay Lightning. They seem to be the cream of the crop right now in terms of offense, defense, and the challenges they may present for you tonight.
Yeah, they're one of the top, if not the best team in the league for a reason. And obviously their ability to create offense, and their defensemen are always in the play. Everyone says the best defense is a good offense, and they're living proof of it. So it'll be a good challenge for us, and we're all looking forward to it.
They have one of the most potent power plays in the league. It's the best penalty kill, just not taking a penalty at all against them.
Yeah, you have to definitely limit the amount of times that that we go to the box tonight. You don't want to give them too many opportunities. Actually, our penalty kill last time we played against them, we battled hard, and we're gonna have to have that same approach to come out and battle and do things right, because anytime you make a mistake, they'll make it bad.
As a defenseman and the competitor you are, is this like a challenge that you look forward to, playing against the top guys in the league?
Yeah, I think just as a team, we're all looking forward to this challenge. Anytime that you get a top team in the league to come into your building, you don't. You never take that lightly. So for us, it's going to be a big challenge that we look forward to.
Thanks, Darnell. NHL career, but you're going up against a pretty potent team tonight. Just maybe talk about the challenges that the Tampa Bay Lightning present for you guys.
I've heard some things from guys around the room. We just did a little video on them. There are a lot of skilled guys. I think they have 3 lines. Pretty skilled players on all of them. So I think it'll be a fun game. I think the team's prepared for it. I think these are the games you get excited for. It's a tough challenge, but I think you can get up for these. You get up for all of them, but these ones it's a little extra, I think. And it'll be a fun test, but I think everyone's ready to go tonight.
Maybe talk about the last 48 to 72 hours. You guys got a couple of practices in, and just maybe how important that is for the group to maybe just mentally reset.
I think it was good. I think he wanted to work on a couple of things that we could clean up, and I think we addressed those in practice, and I think it was good. Just a good all-around 2 days. It was my first, full team practice really with the team, so it was nice to kind of to see how the practices are, and it just helps you get more comfortable. But I think those 2 days we fixed a lot of things. I think it'll show tonight.
What do you think of the challenge individually for you going up against one of the best offenses in the league?
That's a lot of good players, like I said, a lot of good forwards. I think, you want to show them a little respect, but at the same time, I think you got to defend them hard. I think you can't give them a lot of time and space, or else they can make you pay. So, I think everyone that's all our defense tonight will be trying to keep it simple and get pucks out. But I think defending hard and closing on them quick is going to be big tonight.
Thanks, Caleb. Thanks. Good luck tonight.
It is a beautiful morning in the city of Edmonton as the Oilers prepare for a special 2-game road trip through Dallas and St. Louis, with the fathers joining their sons for the duration of the 2018 Dad's Road Trip.
I think each and every child who looks up there always loves to see their dad in the corner. So for our fathers to be part of this trip, I know everyone and the players and the organization are really excited about it. And you know what? They've worked hard, put in a lot of time and energy and effort to support their sons, so it's good to see them here part of this.
Yeah, it's awesome to have them on the road, kind of get a little glimpse into what we do each and every day, and obviously these are guys that have sacrificed a lot for us to be in the position that we're in, so for them to be able to enjoy themselves and enjoy the trip, it's special.
You know what, the dad's trip is always fun. It's my second one, and the dads obviously really enjoy it, and it's fun for us to play in front of them. And, the ones that put in all the hours and spend the money to have you play the game, and it's nice that they get a little reward to come on a trip and see how we kind of do a road trip and kind of live the life for a couple days.
It's been awesome. I was on one 2 years ago. We went to Denver and we went to Phoenix, and that was a great trip. But this one, I think, has exceeded that. We've had more to do. We had time to go to the JFK Memorial, which was an awesome experience for those of us who knew something about it.
Everyone just got quiet when we got there, and and you're taking a look at the book depository, and you're looking up at the window, and you're looking at this, and you're hearing about the conspiracies. You're seeing the crosses on the road where he was actually shot. They actually marked it off, and you're like blown away by it.
No, it was pretty surreal, to be honest. Like, I found my brain trying to bring me back in time, like place me there when it actually happened. Doing the tour and everything, the walkthrough. No, it was very eye-opening.
I think it's a great opportunity, first of all, just to have some opportunity to spend some quality time with your sons and watch them play some hockey, but it's also a great opportunity to meet some of these guys and where they're come from and their stories.
It's been incredible. First off, meeting the fathers and everything like that, and just it's just not Alberta, it's Canada, United States, and we even have some Swedes on the team there too. So it's been awesome.
It's marvelous. I think it's very fun. I have been to the Father's Trip once before, and I'm so glad I could be here once again.
My son just came over 2 weeks ago, so everybody's been so nice and welcoming, both my son and myself. It's been awesome.
It's interesting because we all come from different walks of life, and we realize that what brings us together is hockey, and our love of hockey and our kids' love of hockey.
It's Monday Night Hockey in Dallas, Texas, as we bring you into the American Airlines Center for a Western Conference matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars.
Spencer takes a hard hit from Chason, and Hintz comes right back at him and drops his gloves. Jujhar Khaira jumps in, and now everybody's involved. Leon Draisaitl stops, feeds Khaira. Khaira backhand. Hudobin can't control the rebound, and Jujhar Khaira is there to put it home. Khaira gets his first goal of the season, and the Oilers are on the board.
For me, it's pretty special, and for him to be a part of it, it makes it even more special for me.
front. Stars get to it, clear it out. The Stars have won 3 in a row, and in the process, snap Edmonton's winning streak.
Well, I thought JJ was really good for us. I thought Ratty gave us good minutes. I thought Puljujärvi gave us good minutes. I mean, they gave us a lot of good minutes, and that's a good sign. So let's just make sure we pay attention. Trent's up first, we'll do PK, and then we'll get into team play.
Okay, just quickly, the other night, Dallas, 75% in the circle. Well done.
They made changes to bring in a physical lineup, and they're a rested team, so they're going to come with a real physical edge. We got to be ready to answer the bell. They're my age. That's a little scary. It's funny because I coached one of these dads, and I watched
Ryan Benny.
Yeah, and I watched other guys. I watched Chris's dad rodeo all the time. Every time I went to outdoor rodeo, he was the clown. He was the guy that was fighting bulls, and that part's pretty neat.
The Edmonton Oilers finish up a quick 2-gamer in
And I apologize if this was discussed a bit yesterday, but just a thought on facing a team and an organization right now that might be second to none in terms of what they can produce and give you in terms of a matchup on a nightly basis. I mean, your guys have got to be ready to go here against this group.
Yeah, well, they got a style they play, and they stick with it, and they believe in it, and they feel at the end of the night they can wear you down, which is what happened in Calgary. Calgary had a good lead, and they just stayed with it and ended up winning the game because of it. And they have a belief in that, and that comes over time. Doesn't happen overnight, but it's trial and error, and sometimes a lot of adversity that you go through to get there, but they have that going. So they believe in a 60-minute or plus hockey game that their style and the way they play is going to wear you down. And so it's our job to make sure we don't get worn down. It's our job to also make sure that they don't get to play with the puck as much as they normally do. And so it's two teams that were a little bit contrasting styles, but both teams, when they're on top of their game, are really hard to play against.
Ken, Ryan Rashog, TSN.
I've seen you here for a month. Like, I know who you are.
Just yesterday,
you might be good at what you do now, but you were really a bad player.
That's what bad players become, is media guy. Yeah. I completely forgot what my question was now. Somebody else want to go? With Darnell Nurse, the minutes getting pushed up, 28, 29, 30 some nights. When young defensemen start to do that consistently for the first time in their career, maybe you get varying results, but what would you say about the way Darnell's game is adjusted to that caliber of minutes?
Well, I think it's on us to make sure that we evaluate it properly first, because when you play that many minutes, you're going to be at the scene of the accident sometimes because you're just playing against good players and you're playing basically every second shift. And I think, sometimes you get swept up in the mistakes, but the big picture is playing more has made him a better player. He's a better player now than he was 2 weeks ago because this type of situation with the injuries and that has put him right in the limelight of having to play all the time. So he's gone from a secondary matchup guy to a prime matchup guy. He's gone from either not playing on the power play to quarterback in the top unit. And I think he's done a great job. I think he's filled in, done a great job, and I think his game's growing because of it. So if and when we get healthy again, we're going to end up with a good player for a long time now because he knows how to play in all these situations because he's been forced to do it with the 2 or 3 injuries we've had. Good stuff for us organizationally-wise.
When people think Tampa, they think Stamkos, Kucherov, Hedman, and rightfully so. When you guys are preparing for them, where's Braden Point on the pecking order of dangerous players for the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of dangerous players. To me, he's just complete player. He just does everything well. He's on the right side of the puck. He's accountable killing penalties. He's accountable in the power play. He takes key face-offs.
He matches up against the other team's top players every night, especially at home. He's just a really good player. Like, there's no holes in his game. You're not going to push him out of the competition. He's got speed, but he uses it with and without the puck. You know, there's not many players that do that in the world right now, but he's one of them. And, you know, he's a guy, to me, as a coach, you could just trust in every situation. And so you just know going in the game, you got a big advantage because you got a guy that's committed to both ends of the rink. You know, it's a pretty good asset to have. And they just happen to have 3 or 4 of those guys, which is always challenging. And in some ways, it's been fun to see their team grow. You know, this is a lot of the same players that were there 3, 4 years ago, and now they've grown into this dynamic group, and they're hard to play against.
Jesper Jarvi, he's been up before. He's had a couple shots in the big line here and there, but you've had European guys come over before, I'm sure, many times. How important is it for them to, you know, get the language and become a teammate and figure out all the other stuff about being a person on this team before they can succeed on the ice?
Well, it's more challenging for a Euro player that's played in Europe to come over and just play in the NHL. A lot of the European players have been able to play either college hockey or major junior, so they've got acclimated to the way things are done here. I think one of the biggest adjustments for him is just the lifestyle. And what happens is when you're not comfortable in the lifestyle, you kind of stay to yourself. And so you're worried about how you fit in, you're worried about the length of the season, you're worried about a lot of things because the intensity at this level gets amped up. And unless you've been through it before, a lot of guys just stay to themselves. And I think that's what Jesse did when he first came here. He stayed to himself. It was very reserved. And now we're starting to see his natural personality. This is his second and third goal with the hockey club. And now we're starting to see his personality come out in the room, come out on the ice, out at practice. And we're starting to see a glimpse of it in the game. But like I said before, the best part for us as coaches is that he comes to us as a very accomplished checking player. So you can trust him as a coach. Like coaches, for the most part, we don't trust skill, we trust work. And he's already got that element in his game, so he fits. But lifestyle-wise, he's starting to fit with his teammates more, and I think it's going to make him even a better player.
Aside from what you're doing with him, what do you think he can glean off Ryan Nugent-Hopkins playing on that same line and, you know, talking to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins about being that 2-foot game? You know, is there something that just being on the ice with Nugent-Hopkins he can take in?
Well, I think part of the problem is everybody thinks, like, there's a debate. Is he going to keep up? Is he not going to keep up or whatever? I don't know how it's going to work out. But I know one thing. For the future, it's going to work out. And we might as well get him as many reps as we can, as high up the lineup as we can. Because for the future of this franchise, he's going to work out fine. Is it going to be tonight? This is a tough test. But over time, he's getting better and better and better. And the more reps we give him with good players, he gets better. And there might be some nights maybe he doesn't play there. Maybe because of competition, we have to scale him down. But he's on our team. He's an improving player. And I think it's on us, it's on me to develop that. And in the meantime, it's hard to develop it if you don't trust the player. If you don't trust his work and you don't trust his conscience, you struggle to put him on the ice. I trust him. I trust that he's going to try and do the right stuff, so he gets extra kudos from me to go out and play. And we'll see where skill-wise he ends up.
Ken, you talk about tests. What about tests for Caleb Jones tonight playing Tampa? And I guess every game he plays in the NHL is a test, but this is a little bit sterner test than some.
Yeah, well, this is a different. I mean, he's done great. I mean, he's surprised all of us, but this is a whole different animal tonight. And so we'll see. We'll get a good read on where he's at, but he's excited, a little bit amped up, to be honest with you right now. But we're looking forward to it because in the games that he's played, he's had composure in difficult settings. This is a whole different level, but we sure like what we've seen. And, you know, without him coming in here, we could have been in a real tough spot. So he's come in and give us good minutes. He's going to get some power play time tonight on that second unit, and that's the next step for him. So we kind of nurtured him along here, but he's going to get challenged because he's going to have to play against dynamic players tonight with the way we're set up matchup-wise.
Now everybody's involved. Leon Draisaitl stops, feeds Kara. Kara backhand. Hudobin can't control the rebound, and Jujar Kara is there to put it home. Kara gets his first goal of the season, and the Oilers are on the board.
For me, it's pretty special, and you know, for him to be a part of it, it makes it even more special for me.
Front Stars get to it, clear it out. The Stars have won 3 in a row, and in the process, snap Edmonton's winning streak.
Well, I thought JJ was really good for us. I thought Ratty gave us good minutes. I thought Puljujärvi gave us good minutes. I mean, they gave us a lot of good minutes, and that's a good sign. So let's just make sure we pay attention. Trent's up first, we'll do PK, and then we'll get into team play.
Okay, just quickly, the other night, Dallas, 75% in the circle. Well done.
They've made changes to bring in a physical lineup, and they're a rested team, so they're going to come with a real physical edge. We got to be ready to answer the bell. They're my age. That's a little scary. It's funny because I coached one of these dads, and I watched
Ryan Benny.
Yeah, and I watched other guys. I watched Chris's dad rodeo all the time. Every time I went to outdoor rodeo, he was the clown. He was the guy that was fighting bulls, and that part's pretty neat.
The Edmonton Oilers finish up a quick 2-gamer in St. Louis at the Enterprise Center. The Oilers come in at 13-12-2 and in a position where with a victory, they'd be no worse than 2 points out of a playoff spot by night's end.
Couldn't get it the first time out in front, does the second time, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins bangs it home. The Oilers are on the board. It's less than a minute to go. McDavid with a puck. Back to Klefbom. Here comes another shot. He scores! Oscar Klefbom has tied the game at 2. Nugent-Hopkins waits, and then puts it upstairs. Tarasenko stopped by Talbot. Calm, cool, collects a goal. Braden Shen. And he does. Talbot's streak comes to an end, and the Oilers win their 14th game of the year.
It's awesome to be able to experience what they experience day in and day out.
The hosting the Oilers have done, and I can't thank them enough for it.
I'd just like to thank the Oilers. This is quite an opportunity for anybody.
It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and you got to pinch yourself sometimes to actually realize where you are.
It's been absolutely awesome. I can't thank the Oilers organization for allowing us to come on this trip.
It's been an amazing trip. From the players to the staff to the dads have been phenomenal, down to earth, and trip of a lifetime.
This is my